Hello class, this is our math lesson 12 and the focus today is going to be on solving a multi-step word problem using a tape diagram. Now our I can statement for this is going to be I can solve a multi-step word problem using a tape diagram. And today's focus will be on the tape diagram. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this problem. We're going to look at 3-word problems, and we're going to look at the information that is important in helping us determine how to draw a tape diagram. So question 1, or problem 1. The city flower shop sold 14,594 pink roses on Valentine's Day. Okay, I'm going to underline that because I think that's probably important. They sold 7,857 more red roses than pink roses. Okay, so another number. How many pink roses and red roses did the city flower shop sell all together on Valentine's Day? Use a tape diagram to show the work. Well, remember, a tape diagram is 2 pieces brought together to show us a whole. What do we know here? Well, we know pink roses for sure. And so that would be this. And I'm going to say pink. And that number is what? 14,594. But then they sold 7,857 more red roses than pink roses. How many pink and red roses did the city flower shop sell all together on Valentine's Day? Use a tape diagram to show the work. Now, I don't know red, but how can I figure out red based on this information? Well, they sold 7,857 more red roses than pink. So they sold at least, I'm going to rewrite that D, at least the same amount, 14,594, and an additional 7,857. And those two numbers combined will tell me how much was sold on Valentine's Day. I'm going to put Valentine's, a V for Valentine's Day. That's going to be my variable. So what I need to do first is I need to add this number, 14,594, plus this number, 7,857. 14,594 plus 7,857. That's 11,000, or 11. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 5 is 15. Carry the 1 there. 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 8 is 14, comma, carry the 1. 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 7 is 12. Carry the 1. 22,451. Okay, so I just found out how many red roses. Let me keep using the color red. 22,451. So I just found out how many red roses were sold. But it wants to know that number all together. Pink and red together. So now, since I know they sold that many red, and this 14,594 is the number of pink, I'm just adding that to 22,451. 14,594. Add that. 4 plus 1 is 5. 9 plus 5 is 14. 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 1 is 10. 6, 7. V equals 37,045. We knew that there was that many pink. I'm going to change my color to pink here. We knew that was the color right there, or that was the number of pink, 14,594. To find the number of red roses, it said they sold 7,857 more than the pink roses. So it was that number plus 7,857. We added those two numbers together to get the 22,451. Then we added that to the pink rose number to get our grand total for every number we had. Now we're going to look at doing that same process, but here's that word again that we kind of touched on, and it is, let me shrink this back up just a hair, and it is reasonableness. Now remember, reasonableness is making sure your answer sounds right. Because once again, if I'm asking you to give me a reasonable answer to how much money a candy bar costs, you're not going to go, oh, it's probably $20 for one candy bar. You go, that's unreasonable. $1 for a candy bar, maybe. A couple bucks, but not a $20. So this question is asking, or says, on Saturday, 32,736 more bus tickets were sold than on Sunday. On Sunday, only 17,295 tickets were sold. How many people bought bus tickets over the weekend? Use a tape diagram to show the work. Okay. On Sunday, only 17,295 tickets were sold. That is the one number we know for sure. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go Sunday. Let's see if I can scale that down just a hair, actually, because that's a little thick. And I want to... All right. Sunday. And it's going to look like this. And we know that's 17,295 because it clearly says that is how much was sold on Sunday. Only that many were sold. But on Saturday, $32,736 were sold than on Sunday. So it was the same amount on Sunday plus a little bit extra. So it's going to be 17,295 and 32,736. Well, and it wants to know how many were sold over the weekend. I'm going to use a B here for bus tickets. So B equals what? Well, first, we need to figure out what Saturday was by combining the total Sunday plus how many more were sold. So we know that at least 17,295 and 32,736 more were sold. So 32,736 plus 17,295. 5 plus 6 is 11. 9 plus 3 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. 7 plus 1 is 8. Plus 2 is 10. 3, 10, 5. 50,031. Okay, so now we know that on Saturday, there were 50,031 tickets sold. what do we do with that information now, Mr. Royans? Well, my friends, with that information, you are now going to add 50,031 to the total of 17,295 because we figured out by adding the grand total of Sunday plus the additional tickets that were sold on Saturday together. We're adding that Saturday and Sunday together to get the grand total sold over the weekend. So 5 plus 1 is 6, 9 plus 3 is 12, plus 1 is 3, 7, 67, 326 tickets sold. So we can say B equals 67,326. Now, does that sound reasonable? You need to assess the reasonableness. When I say assess the reasonableness, I mean look at it. Does that seem like the right amount? Does that seem like way too much or way too low? Or does it seem about right? If we look at 32,736 plus 7, if I just do 32 plus 17, that's 49, plus an additional 17 for just that Sunday, that's going to be 49 plus, that's going to be about 66. So yeah, this number is reasonable. And reasonable means, now if this was a million, I'd be like, whoa, that bus company is not selling that many tickets. However, I look at this, I go, yeah, that looks about right because my math checks out and it doesn't look like it's way too much or way too little. And finally, question 3. And once again, we're using a tape diagram and we are assessing the reasonableness. Except this time now, guys, we've got three questions, or three parts of the equation. So we're adding 3 numbers. Last year, Big Bill's department store sold many pairs of footwear. 118,214 pairs of boots were sold. That sounds pretty important. 37,092 more pairs of sandals than pairs of boots were sold. Okay. And then 124,417 more pairs of sneakers than pairs of boots were sold. How many pairs of footwear were sold last year? So this is a multi-step. And the first step, that word multi-step, is we have a couple different things we need to do. Number 1, we need to look at what we know. We for sure know how many pairs of boots were sold, right? Boots. And we can just draw the first part of our tape. There were 118,214 pairs of boots sold. Okay. But then it wants to say no, and remember this is multi-step. So first we need to figure out how many sandals. And there were 37,092 more pairs of sandals than boots sold. So we know sandals are going to look like this. There's sandals. And we have the tape diagram, which is the same length because we know it had at least that many pairs of boots sold. Plus, how many more sandals were sold than boots? 37,092 more pairs of sandals were sold than boots. Okay. And then we know sneakers, not a good E. Sneakers, 124,417 more pairs of sneakers than boots were sold. So we know that sneakers were comparing or adding to at least the same amount of boots, 118,214, and then an additional whopping 124,417. And then it wants to know how many pairs of footwear were sold last year. Well, you have to figure out all three added together. And I'm going to put a P there for pairs of footwear. Whew! All right, so we've got all our information. We figured out what needs to be where. Our first step is going to be figuring out how many sandals. So let's see, sandals we said, and I'm going to use blue for sandals. 118,214 plus 37,092. Okay. 4 plus 2, starting here. 4 plus 2 is 6. 9 plus 1 is 10. Carry the 1. 3, comma. 8 plus 7 is 15. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2 plus 3 is 5. 155,306 pairs of sandals. So I'm going to write sandals. If I could write. You know what? I'm just going to go over here and do it. Zoom in. Sandals equals this much. 155,306. Okay. And then we need to figure out sneakers. I'm going to use green for sneakers. So sneakers we know had the same amount of boots, 118,214 plus 124,417. That was how many more pairs of sneakers than boots there were sold. Now we're adding it to get the total number of sneakers sold. So 7 plus 4 is 11. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. 4 plus 2 is 6. 8 plus 4 is 12. 2, 4. 242,600 sneakers. Okay, 242,631. Now, we need to add three numbers together. And I want you to stop and I want you to think, what three numbers are we adding together? Well, I certainly hope you said the total number of sandals, the total number of sneakers, and the total number of boots, because that's what we're adding. So, we're doing 118,214 plus, let's just do sandals. Keep it simple. Don't do all three numbers and make yourself confused. Start off easy. Add those two numbers together first. So 4 plus 6 is 10. Plus carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. 8 plus 5 is 13. Carry the 1. 2, 7. 273,520 plus the number of sneakers left over, which would, or not left over, the number of sneakers that were total sold, 242,631. I'm going to add those numbers together. 1, 5. 5 plus 6 is 11. Carry the 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. Plus 2 is 6. 7 plus 4 is 11. Carry the 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. Plus 2 is 5. So, in grand total, it looks to me like P equals, oh no, I don't know why that didn't add there. 7 plus 4 is 11. 516. Sorry guys, I don't know why that looked like it erased. P equals the total number of pairs of footwear sold, 516,151. Now once again, this is you need to look at the reasonableness of your answer. we have at least 118,000 pairs of boots sold, and at least another 118,000 sandals, and at least another 118,000 sneakers. So that's about 300,000 plus pairs of shoes, boots, sandals, sneakers, plus what was sold more than. So that many more sandals were sold, and that many more sneakers were sold, and that's about 160,000. So we're at least at 460,000 if we're doing some quick rounding, but we're not taking into account the exact numbers, all the eights. So I think 516,000 pairs of footwear sounds pretty reasonable. Now, if we looked at all those numbers and we only had like 100,000, then I would say, oh, nope, there's no way that's right, because that is less than even the number of boots. But if I said I had 1,000,000, I'd still go, ooh, that seems like quite a bit. And you would need to go check your math. So take a second, work out all of the word problems in the attached work and submit it. And if you have trouble, please rewatch this video.